My name is Ty Springall, and this is The Noisy Life, a music podcast about the noise we grew up on and the noise we're making now. Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 5 of The Noisy Life podcast. Thanks for subscribing. Hope you had a sweet holiday. We got new theme music this week.
Oh, dude. Oh, damn it.
No, that's it.
Oh, was it? It was the loveliest guy.
Yeah. You just heard it. Piping through your skull. That voice you're hearing can't contain the energy today. On this beautiful gray day.
Yes.
In Dartmouth,
Nova
Scotia.
Fartmouth.
Our guest today is none other than the front person of an up-and-coming band. No, a pretty well-known Halifax
I'd say
band.
Up-and-coming.
I'd say a Halifax favorite.
No.
Some would argue.
Okay.
He is Thomas Cathartic Clark.
Tommy Boy Jenkins. That's my stage name. But yes, Thomas Clark.
Cool.
Clifton Thomas Clark is
Awesome.
my full name for everybody listening.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Exclusives. Awesome. Nice to have you finally.
Yeah, man. This is great. I love what you're doing, with all this.
Oh,
this
thanks.
is super sweet.
Thanks. I was going to propose a new nickname for you, but we'll get into that maybe a little later because
Totally.
Yeah, we just came off a really good Monday rocking for dollars.
Oh, that was sick, yeah.
How did you like that night?
Oh man, that was nuts, eh?
It was awesome.
Everyone was freaking out.
It was
that all the bands were great. Oh my god, Fat Stupids played and
yes, Fat Stupids reunion. Awesome. You
played.
Yeah,
at
drummed.
some point. Yeah, you played
a lot of noise.
Yeah, with those guys.
Yeah, you guys were off the wall.
Thank you. It was all in the crowd. It's all
in the crowd.
Yeah, I don't do anything.
I don't do anything. Now, let's get into the Cathartics in general. How long ago did they start?
Like 5 years ago now.
5 years ago.
5 years, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, like from my experience watching you guys, there's been quite a few times, Rockin' for Dollars and shows around town. Like one of the best, most energetic bands, I would say, in town. Like of pure energy coming out on stage.
Yeah, totally. That's what we go for.
And it's probably no coincidence that you're called the Cathartics.
It was a coincidence, actually. It was complete coincidence.
Just a cool word?
No, so when we started the band, I had just moved to Halifax, and I'm from Toronto originally, and I had a friend that was moving down here, and she was just like, hey, I'm moving to Halifax, do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, sure, because I had nothing going on in Toronto, and so I was just there, basically doing nothing with my life. Started just writing songs, basically, because I was like, well, there's nothing else to do. This was kind of, I like writing songs and shit like that, so I just started doing that more. And then I went on Kijiji eventually, after I wrote a bunch of songs and shit like that. I was like, well, maybe I can try and do this with other people. And then I met Tori, and Tori is the person who had the Cathartic name idea. We kind of, I don't know, we always had discussions about what we wanted from a band, right? And yeah, that name kind of, I didn't like it at first. I hated that name at first. And it took a while, because I was like, that's it's such a long word. No one's ever going to remember that, what I mean?
Yeah.
And
so many syllables.
Yeah, anyways. And then it grew on me, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking up the definition of of catharsis.
Yeah.
And,
so it was
how
Tori's.
it used to be a drug.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, right.
A method, I guess, of expelling toxic fluids and whatnot.
I've heard this. Yeah, I've heard this.
And then Aristotle, I believe, used it as a smart ass like metaphor for like, oh, it's like getting out your emotions.
Really? No way. Oh, I've never heard that before.
Like, that's what catharsis.
That's hilarious.
Is like, it's so cathartic to get out my feelings.
Yeah, no, that's hilarious.
I just thought that was funny because you guys are like one of the most like outwardly energetic bands in town.
Well, it was Tori's. It was her like big idea. Like, it was her idea. Like, I always wanted to have a band called the Cathartics. You know what I mean? And we just ended up drinking too much and doing a lot of drugs. And she just kind of wasn't into that at the time of her life, right? But me and Becky were so committed to it. We were like, well, we're not gonna really stop, right?
No.
So
keep it going.
Yeah.
I hope it keeps going for a while.
Yeah, me too.
So you guys, the other night was a perfect example of like all the shit that goes on during your shows, I think.
Totally.
It was a lot of the crowd's doing.
Yeah.
But,
even TJ lifting me above his head while I'm still trying to play guitar and sing at the same time.
You're on his shoulders playing guitar, just to like paint a picture.
Yeah.
You're on his shoulders playing guitar. Someone's lifting you up. Someone else is holding the mic up to your face.
Yeah, like way up there. Because I'm
way
like
up there.
Up at the roof.
Playing guitar, singing the song still. Sounds great.
And he just does this at random too. Like, I'll just be rocking out and then it'll just come up from under me, lift me up. I'm like, okay, I cannot do anything.
How did so you have like a box now?
Yeah.
On stage.
Yeah, totally.
With little treats in it and whatnot.
Yes.
How did that come about?
This is my genius idea that I had. I don't know. When you go to a show, I always think that, I don't know. One thing that kind of changed my mind about like going to a live performance, it's totally random, anyways, I was at Evolve one year and it seemed like not every act, but most of the acts were all about crowd participation and shit like that. It was super weird though.
Interaction.
Yeah. Oh, but it was totally forced and like we're gonna rap this part and then you guys rap hey oh or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, I was like, and other bands like I don't know if you've seen Terror Pigeon Dance Revolt, fucking incredible live show. Like I went to a show at Gus's Pub like before I started the band I think and stuff like that, and this guy he's from Texas or something like that, and the Wyndham Earl and the Ritual Coin got him down here because like they loved him. And well, anyways, imagine Gus's Pub. He has this big Tupperware box of like jackets all sewn together at the cuff of the sleeve, right?
Oh man.
And then so he has all these jackets sewn together, so everyone puts on a jacket, but they're all like holding hands basically. You know what I mean? And meanwhile, there's lights going like up and down the arms of all these jackets. And then so he grabs the hand of the person in the front and just like starts running them around Gus's Pub. So there's like this stream of lights and they're connected to people. Anyways, and then he had this fucking Mega Man glove that he built himself that had all these lights attached to it.
Oh man.
And he would just turn it on. All these lights go flashing everywhere. Like all the lights are out at Gus's, so it's like all you see are these flashing lights, right? It's just unreal, right?
Strobe
so I was
light,
like,
arm, fist.
yeah.
Thing.
So I was like, what can I do? What can we do to fucking
jazz it up a little?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've been to enough shows. I've been to enough B.A. Johnston shows to know a gimmick or two.
Yeah. Pick up some things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he just.
Oh, he's all about going to the dollar store and just picking up some random shit.
Get
and,
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Incorporated in.
That's basically what I did. I was like, we got to go to the dollar store, just spend $30 on a bunch of junk, and just throw that at people.
It's like a new art form. It's like, It's like people weren't expecting to see this shit tonight. Oh, wow. And then it's presented to them.
It's just
randomly.
It's so sad when you're just standing there and, maybe you're into the music or whatever, but the band's doesn't seem to be that into it, you know what I mean? You're just like this is great,
It's like one-dimensional.
Well, I just mean, if you're going to be up there, man, fucking put on a show, Like,
yeah.
These people paid money to come see you, you know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
Work it.
Yeah.
Work that box.
No, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a noisemaker here somewhere that I got from that night, but I don't have it on me.
Oh, dude, I should have brought my Coleman mask.
Coleman mask.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Oh, the sad Coleman.
Yeah, the sad Coleman mask.
You should wear it.
Yeah, I should wear that to Rockin' for Dollars sometime.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was very entertaining. And so, at one point, you opened the box and you scattered some goodies everywhere.
Yeah.
And just like noisemakers and candy and like glow sticks probably. And
I don't even know what's in there
all
anymore.
this stuff, right? And so at one point, this is where I'm proposing a new nickname.
Oh yeah, totally.
So like at one point, we're just watching the mayhem unfold. Like it's like just everything's going on at once, right? And it's all going nuts. People are picking up these little things, noisemakers. Someone has pop rocks, right?
Yeah.
And there's like gum or whatever treats. And Craig's just watching you guys play though, and he's just sort of like dumbfounded at what's going on, right?
Really?
And he's like Iggy Pop. And he's talking about you, and I'm like, and as I look over, someone's dumping pop rocks in your mouth as you're like on someone's shoulders probably or something, and you can't even control it. And then I'm like, no, he's like Iggy Pop Rocks.
Oh, Iggy Pop Rocks. That's a good one.
So Iggy
That's
Pop
a good
Rocks.
one. Yeah. Hey man, if you want to start calling me Iggy Pop Rocks, I'm not gonna stop anybody.
I will.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, totally.
Until it gets annoying.
Until it sticks with someone else, and then all of a sudden,
but
that's my new name.
That was a special moment.
No, yeah, that's sweet. No, I
mean, you're like, you had the Iggy Pop aesthetic going already.
Oh my god,
you were half unclothed.
Yeah. Well, I had just my long johns on or something like that. Yeah.
Gotta stay warm.
But oh my god, like, I cannot be more grateful for, like, I don't know, the people that like our music, you know what I mean? And the people that do jump around for, like, us playing some songs. Like, it's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. It was rad right from the first minute. That's what you get from a good headlining set at Rockin' for Dollars is always a treat.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's rewind a little. Let's look back in the old time machine. Go to like like little Thomas Clark. Like, when did you get into music? For the first time.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of like I was really never. I don't know. I was a weird kid. I was really never into music. Growing up, it wasn't until like around grade 7 or something like that, or grade 6, I guess. You know, middle school. Everyone. Well, I'm from Toronto, right? Like, kind of in the ghetto area. So everyone's listening to rap over there, right? So grade 6 had a little rap phase or whatnot. But what really did it for me, I don't know, like, I really owe a lot to my brother, my older brother, who was always blaring, you know, Nirvana and...
oh, yeah, I forgot to ask the key question.
Yes, right.
When did you hear Nirvana first?
I was getting to this. The Nirvana. Like, I don't know, it must have been around grade 7. Me and my buddy... we rode our scooters around, and we were one of those kids that were like, fuck those skateboard kids. We ride our scooters. We were those kids.
Your Razors?
Yeah, our Razor scooters. So we got this game. My buddy had a modded PlayStation 1, and he got this game where he's a freestyle scooter. And so we loved the soundtrack, though. We would play this game, and we'd go out and like sing these songs and ride our scooters around, right?
There was a scooter game?
Yeah, there was a scooter game. You should definitely...
What is it?
It's called Razor Freestyle Scooter.
Oh.
Yeah, you should... I want you to play a song from that.
Okay.
When this all is said and done, I'm going to give you a song.
If I have the rights to it?
No, it's... do you need the rights to it, really?
I might be able to play it.
No, you can play it. It's like... It's by a nobody
play a clip
band.
of it.
Yeah, anyways. See, I don't know. Like, that's like, so that's kind of when I started listening to, started getting into the stuff that my brother was listening to, right? Like the Green Day. He had all these, like, he had the Dookie album. He had all this Nirvana stuff, right? And yeah.
Was there any what cool songs were on the scooter game? Because I'm like a Tony Hawk guy, so I knew I got a little bit.
Yeah.
I was already into music at the time, but I remember really getting super into like punk in a new level when I heard Tony Hawk, and I was like,
oh, totally.
Like that got me a little bit into more bands. But what was on the scooter game?
Oh no, it was shitty. There was only like 5 tracks or something like that, and half of them are like garbage, right? And these bands, so you go to, like, they play some good songs on this one thing, but you go to check out the band afterward, and they're like fucking garbage, right? Anyways, there's this one band, the Sloppy Meat Eaters.
Yes.
You know that? You know that band?
Yes.
No, fuck off. Right on. Yeah, so anyways, they had 2 tracks on this game. One was fucking Out of Control.
Yeah, you know that? Out of Control. That's the one.
Yeah. So that was the song that we would sing while we were scooting down the street. Out of control, she's out of control. Out of control, she's out of control. Out of control. Anyways, so that's kind of subconsciously, I think that's what really got me into the you know, liking that kind of music, right?
I'm gonna just go off track here for a second.
Yeah,
Is it like the one that's like there's like a song that starts and it's just like
Yeah. Lately, been thinking about a girl named Molly. She's the cutest little girl. Yeah. That's so funny that you know that. Yeah.
Never thought of them. Like, that's a band I think of like every like 10 years or 8 years. I'm like, oh
really,
yeah. I remember when I had Napster.
I
like downloaded 3 of their songs and I was like, they're cool.
I'm so shocked that you know that band. No one knows that band. Anyways, no, they were shit. You know what I mean? No, they're all right. Anyways, I listened to them a lot. like after the Scooter days and all that. Like I stuck with the Sloppy Meat Eaters, and you know, the 90s were a rough time, you know, for pop punk. You know, it was there's a lot of garbage out there, like MXPX, I think, if you remember that band.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, you know, stuff I'm not proud of. I listen to, but anyways,
You could still be proud of it.
no, it was well, I listen to it now, I'm just like, oh my god, what the fuck were they putting out back then?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, like,
what was this?
Yeah, it's funny though, but
It's good to reminisce.
yeah, but you were talking in your previous episodes about Green Day. You know what I mean? How you really got into them. That was one of the bands that I really got into.
Yeah.
So just steal my brother's records, right? And this was in the Napster days too. So fucking my brother, he went through a huge punk phase. So there was like Minor Threat there, and like all these bands, right? And he had all these Punkorama CDs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, with Distillers, like all the bands, right? So like, I owe a lot to my brother for sure. Yeah, for like, I don't know, just having that like that kind of music accessible to me.
Yeah, just having it around. You're gonna jump into that.
Well, it's just like you go through your life and you listen to all this bad music and you're just like, fuck, man, this is terrible. Is there nothing good out there? You know?
Yeah.
And then you find a really good band, and like Green Day.
Like trying to listen to the radio back then, it was like, ugh.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. Back
like,
in the 90s, man, that was
they had
some
that
rough
Punkorama
times.
show, the radio show with George Strombo.
Oh yeah, the
back
punk.
Then.
What was it?
I think it was just called Punkorama.
The punk show. No, it was the punk show.
It was the punk show.
Yeah, that's
sure.
where I first saw NoFX.
Edge 102.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you know it. Yeah.
And I used to record that off my cassette player. Like as it was playing, I'd record some songs.
Oh, dude!
And I'd make a little mix.
One time they announced that they're gonna play this new like NoFX song, and it was like, or I don't know if it was new, but it was, I think it was at the time.
Yeah, I think.
Thank God It's Monday, and I was like, oh my God, they're gonna play it, and like I had my tape recorder like all set up, you know, ready to go.
I remember being that way around the same time with Green Day Minority.
Yeah.
And The Warning was coming out.
Yeah.
And it was kind of different. It was like, this is a little more laid back Green Day,
totally,
but it was like super catchy. And I was like, I can't wait to hear that song. I think I called in.
Oh yeah.
Like, play this song.
Yeah.
But yeah, Punkorama was awesome. I used to make little mixes off of that.
Yeah.
Because it was like, they're playing this on the radio, like, for free. Oh, yeah. So it was like, and then I remember they played Bottles to the Ground. On there too, like
dude, I would tune into that like how often would they do that? Like
I think it was like every week.
Yeah.
It was like a late night 10 o'clock show.
Totally. Yeah, I remember that, dude. Yeah, totally. Those were the days, eh?
Those were the days.
Yeah. Napster,
Ontario.
Ontario. Yeah.
Napster, and so. Like, did you have? What was your first band?
Can I just say I didn't like Nirvana. I still don't really like Nirvana. Can I just say that? Everyone's gonna hate me for this. You know, but I think it's because my brother would just play it nonstop, and I would be in the room beside him and just literally play it nonstop, every record. You know what I mean?
Dig your own grave.
Yeah, I guess. You know.
No, they can get tiresome. I mean, they only had like 3 records.
Right, exactly. But yeah, whatever. They're good.
In Utero's awesome though.
I would much rather listen to Dookie, you know, personally.
Just listen to In Utero. It's a timeless classic.
Yeah, totally.
That album.
Yeah. And like he had Blur and stuff like that. He had all the like 90s, the good stuff, right? I don't know if you'd call Blur the good stuff these days, but
never got into them.
Soundgarden, stuff like that, you know. Anyways,
Pearl Jam.
90s music.
Pearl Jam.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of them.
Hated them.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I hated that fucking grunge scene. I hated the grunge movement, eh?
Nirvana was tolerable, and they did kind of start a new punky version of
totally.
Grunge.
But everyone just ripped them off. You know what I mean? Yeah.
There you go.
But anyways,
you probably wouldn't have Nickelback if it was for Nirvana. Let's be honest.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Goddamn Nirvana. But then I got to high school, right? And then just started to listen to, I don't know, what was it? Propagandhi. That's when Propagandhi came out with their Their newer shit. I got really big into Anti-Flag at a time. Oh, fucking Leftover Crack. They blew my mind. Like, when Fuck World Trade came out.
Yes.
Holy fuck.
Insane.
Yeah. Like, just that an album can be like that. Like, it was a concept album, right? And every song kind of led into the next.
And just,
so melodic, but so fucking hard at the same time.
So, like, hard and dirty, but, dude, like, epically written.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
great
so beautiful.
Songs. Yeah.
Beautiful, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a great record.
That's what made me realize what punk music could be, you know what I mean? Like, or, I don't know, a place where it could go, you know? Or everything it could be.
Yeah. You just see the possibilities.
Yeah, totally.
Quick side story, I saw Leftover Crack live once.
Fuck. Yeah, I saw them too at Amnesia this past summer.
Oh,
when did you see them?
No, I saw them back in the day.
Yeah.
In Toronto.
No way.
I'm going to say maybe 06 or 07.
Really?
06?
Yeah.
It was probably
Wait, in
05
Canada?
or 06.
You saw them in Canada?
Yeah.
Because they got banned from Canada or some shit.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
They played in Toronto at a little club on Queen Street. I think it was called the 360.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
And
that's crazy. They played it.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We did a dumb thing. We all were like hicks from like out in the middle of nowhere, and we were like, "Oh, let's pool our money together and get a limo and have a cool night." Where we're like, get a limo to Toronto. But then we realized we have to show up in a limo in front of the line to the Leftover Crack show.
Yeah.
And, like, that's just weird. Like, us getting out of the limo.
I don't know how you got parking down there with a limo.
Well, they just parked inside. We got out, and they went away.
Yeah, that's
But so we get in line, and it's kind of a long line. Like, small club, but line's coming out because they're not open yet. And see this kind of skid guy coming down the line.
No
and
way.
it's Stizza.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's asking people for drugs.
Yeah,
just
totally.
randomly.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Just like, you got any like harder drugs? Like, anyone have any like, stuff around here for like
heroin,
maybe after
dude?
the show?
Yeah.
Just looking for shit, man. He was like fucked up then.
Oh, totally.
And but he's still like, like cool guy. Like he was like laughing and stuff. But and then we go in and we realize there's an opening band, and then they come on. It's three of them. We realize they say like one of our guys got stopped at the border, can't come in. So they play 3-piece, which kind of lend itself to, hey, we're going to play some Choking Victim songs. Cause
Did you know it was Leftover Crack of this? Like, you knew it was Leftover Crack going to the show, right?
Going to the show,
yeah, totally.
But it was just like, oh, we're only playing with three of us now.
Yeah.
And I think the one guitar player, I think Ezra or whatever, was not there.
It's probably not the same with only three.
It wasn't, but it was cool because he was like, kind of like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, well, we're going to play a lot of Choking Victim songs for you tonight. And we were like, yeah.
Yeah, fucking right.
And that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. That sounds like a good fucking time.
Cool little time.
Oh, man. Yeah.
When I got back in our limo.
Did you really? Oh, my God. Yeah, going to a Leftover Crack show in a limo. Eh? Yeah, that's funny.
Ironic.
Dude, no, I saw them at Amnesia this past summer. They're like one of my favorite bands ever. You know what I mean?
I didn't go this year, but that looked like that would have been the highlight.
I was like, front and center. It was nuts, man.
Because they're like back with an awesome album too.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan, but
it was something.
Dude, live, that shit was unreal. Like, fuck the record, man.
Nice.
No, but yeah, I'm not even joking. Like, cause they I don't know, they did a weird thing. They like melded the two songs together or some shit like that. They did some crazy shit, but anyways, no, it was nuts.
He's clean now, so.
Is he? Yeah. Oh,
he's
man.
Like clean and vegan.
Dude,
and
I saw Fat Mike clean, doing his Cokie the Clown shit, dude.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Wow.
Fuck. Have you heard about this?
Not exactly. No.
Well, he's
not the newer.
He's like clean now. It's like the same Cokie the Clown. He's like doing these super depressing songs though.
Okay.
Oh my God, dude! Like, I was crying. Like,
wow.
It was the best show I've ever seen though.
Nice.
It like brought me and a bunch of other dudes to tears. There was a bunch of grown men crying in the audience. You know what I mean?
The power of punk.
Well, no, it was singing about fucking him killing his mother and shit like that. Him and his best friends like calling him before they killed themselves and shit, like, oh, like the worst shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It is. I guess that's his little way of
No, it's fucked. It's so great. It's so genius, man.
Yeah.
Because like, what else is gonna affect you, like, in such a way than like these fucking brutal ass stories, these real stories. You know what I mean?
There's a new one on the new NoFX album that's pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah. What's that one?
There's one about his dad.
Oh yeah.
Just basically, shitting on him, and then there's one about obviously Tony Sly.
Yeah. And that was one of the songs that he played.
Sad, yeah.
Oh, it's fucked. And he told the whole story. And then at the end of it, I don't know if this is in the record, but he played a voice clip of like a what is it? Answer machine, a voice message from an answer machine that Tony Sly left him before he killed himself.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're sitting there.
Yeah, that's insane.
And no one has any words. No one's clapping. You can't clap for this. You know what I mean?
No.
And he's there wearing full clown makeup.
Like the sad clown kind of thing.
It was fucked up, dude. And I was high on acid and every other drug. So this, like, it fucked the rest of the festival up. Thank God it was, like, the last performance.
Wow, yeah.
No, it was crazy.
That actually sounds amazing.
Oh, dude, it was the best show I've ever seen. Yeah.
Cool. So back to your music. What I was just wondering, did you have any bands before the Cathartics? What was your first band?
No. Well,
dude. What was the first like live thing you did?
In high school, me and my buddy started a really stupid band called Something with a Z. No, Something with a Z. Sorry, proper English terminology.
Canadian.
Yeah. Yeah. So we thought it was funny. You should, if we can find a fucking song from that, you should play that. There was this one song that I want to do as Cathartics called 15-Second Orgasm, and it's only 15 seconds long, but if we can find that, I would love to find that.
Nice.
It's on the internet somewhere.
We made this song 15 seconds. If you wanted 30, Thomas would have made it that way. We made this song 15 seconds, because that's how long it takes for me to masturbate.
Yeah, but and then after that, me and Becky were actually, like my drummer Becky, we went to the same like music lessons. Like at some point, our parents thought it was a good idea to put us in music lessons or whatever. And so I played like Hendrix and stuff in front of like a group of people and stuff. That was like my first live performance in front of a group of people.
Nice.
But I was really bad back then. I still am. But
still am.
Yeah.
It's part of the charm.
Yeah, it was funny. Like I remember my dad. I remember I was in grade 6, right? So this is when I was listening to rap and stuff. I was listening to Eminem or whatever, right? For a year of my life. And my dad came up to me one day because my brother had been playing bass, and he's like, "Oh, do you want a guitar in or something?" I was like, "Fuck that. What am I gonna do with a guitar? What are you, an idiot?" Anyways. And then like the next year I started listening to punk music, and I was like, "Oh man, I really would like a guitar." You know what I mean? That's funny.
Oh man. Dad was right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my dad was always the kind that didn't really talk much, right? He didn't really, he was never really there. But so it was weird when he's like, comes up to you, he's like, "Hey, do you want me to buy you a guitar?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking? Get out of here, Dad, you fucking idiot." Yeah, you're like, you don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what's best for me.
Yeah, you don't know me. You don't know what I'm going through. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
So, what song are you thinking of playing today?
Oh, so yeah, it was hard. I knew that I wanted to play an Against Me song, because they're the one band that helped me out, or I don't know, inspired me really to do what I'm doing with my life right now. But it was hard to choose one. Actually, yes, one thing that I wanted to do on this podcast was, because I can't really play a whole bunch of songs, I want to read the lyrics to this one Against Me song, because this is the one song that when me and Tori first started a band, we listened to the song and we were like, yes, this is it. Like, this is what we want from our music. You know what I mean? Just
Nice.
This is what we want to. This is how we want to live our lives, basically. You know.
A manifesto
Totally.
or
Totally.
a motto, maybe.
Oh, it's so beautiful. So yeah, Against
bring
Me,
it up.
one of my favorite bands ever. Not only because they're one of the first songs that I learned on guitar, but because throughout my life, as I grow, I go back to them and just like, fuck, you know. It's one of those bands you look at the lyrics and you realize more about yourself and about the world around you, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Things that you didn't realize before, even though it's the same song that you've been listening to since you were a kid, you know?
But if it still hits you the same,
even if it
over
hits you
time
in a different way, it's even more powerful because you're like, holy fuck, I thought this song was about this, you know?
yeah,
When really, I was blind.
multi-layered,
Yeah, totally.
just on top of one another.
Well, what's fucked about Against Me is Laura Jane Grace. You know about this, right? Like Tom
Yeah.
Gable. Like, so like he was, or she was singing about this stuff way back, you know?
Mm.
Like, oh my god, and it's just so
Yeah, you
it's
would have to. I would have to go
crazy.
back, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
for
listening
sure.
to you know, Tonight We Give It 35%, and like the lyrics, oh my god, like I can't even describe to you. You guys got to check out the early Against Me.
Different context, I guess, because you're thinking about the new
Oh,
her developments
it's-
and yeah.
Oh my god, it's just oh my god, it shit
Weird.
brings me to tears, a lot of it, really.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, bring it up.
Yeah, this song in particular is just as a band. This is everything that we strive to be, you know what I mean? This was our mantra, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Where is it here? And so, like, with the Cathartics, since Tori left, you know, we always had this idea in our mind of what we wanted the Cathartics to be. And since this was her, like, the Cathartics was her idea, right? She wanted to start a band with, name the Cathartics, right? This was her, like, like, she wanted to, you know, put some positivity out there in the world and whatnot, you know what I mean? Anyways. This is a song by Against Me called Reinventing Axl Rose. We want a band that plays loud and hard every night and doesn't care how many people are counted at the door, that will travel 1 million miles and ask for nothing more than a plate of food and a place to rest. They'd strike chords that cut like a knife, and it means so much more than a t-shirt or a ticket stub, and they'd stop nothing short of a massacre, and everyone would leave with the memory that there was no place else in the world. This is where they always belonged. And we would dance like no one was watching, with our one fist in the air. Our arenas are just basements and bookstores across the underground Canada. We do it all because, I'm just going to skip ahead, we do it all because we have to, not because we know why. Beyond gender, race, and class, we could find what really holds us back. And we'll make everybody sing that they are the beginning and ending of everything, and that we are all stronger than everything that they taught us that we should fear. It's pretty powerful.
Pretty powerful.
Oh, I love Tom Gable or Laura Jane Grace.
It makes you, it makes you feel more
Oh, dude.
powerful over everything.
Oh my god. Such a great song.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
totally.
It's an awesome message
Yeah.
to get out there.
That'll get me drunk.
feel like these old bands are just lost, these days. No one's ever listening to Against Me these days, but they wrote about some really real shit back in the day.
They got a new record.
Yeah, whatever, man.
It's not bad.
Yeah. I guess it's not.
But if you really dig deep, I mean, you might be able to find like lots of good, meaningful shit, knowing what she's gone through,
Oh, it's just so funny.
And just where they started. Like, they were just an underground band,
Oh,
really.
for sure, man. Fucking, it's crazy, man, where they came from,
So, yeah, it's, they're cool.
Definitely
They're not
cool.
going to be not cool. Come on.
I guess so. It's just not what it once was, you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's a sad thing. Like, I used to listen to Anti-Flag back in the day. I loved their first 2 albums. And then, oh, man, just went downhill. Downhill, dude.
So where do you find like new inspiration then, new music,
Oh, God,
and where do you
it's
get like
tough,
new
eh?
feeds coming in?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. It's
new sounds.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where do you look?
What I did, and I don't know if I'm wrong for this or I was just kind of arrogant maybe, but I was just like, you know what? I'm going to, like, when I started writing music or whatever, like when I moved to Halifax or whatever, I was just like, why don't I just try, because I didn't have internet or anything, I'll just try to not listen to music. And I'll just write my own stuff and see what I come up with, you know what I mean? Because I've already listened to music for my entire life, you know what I mean?
It's a cool idea.
So it's just like, yeah, well, what kind of songs? If I was listening to a band, what kind of songs would I want to listen to, right? But yeah, no, there's some good stuff out there these days, though. Like some crazy shit, like pop, there's some bands that are really making some big waves, stuff that gets you motivated to keep going.
The thing is, there's the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But
you know what keeps me going is fucking seeing all these other bands doing the same thing, you know what I mean? And like hearing all like, your music and like everyone else's music, you know what I mean? Like that's the inspiration right there,
I guess just your local surroundings, right?
Yeah, not even that, because we go on tour and stuff too, right? So it's like seeing all these fucking bands that we play. Oh, it's unreal.
But like seeing it live in front of you.
Yeah, totally.
That's like big inspiration, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, it's seeing these new bands too. It's not just listening to what's on the radio or whatever, right?
Yeah. Which is kind of better nowadays because we do have so many like ways to listen to music. You can listen to a band that's not big, but they're like halfway across the world, and you're like, oh well, but I like them.
The problem with bands is getting good recordings, though. That's always the fucking biggest problem with bands, right? You can see a fucking killer band live, but you ask them for any fucking CD, and they're like, no, sorry,
Yeah.
That's what we went through.
You just gotta have some motivation, I guess. Like, it's pretty easy to record, but at the same time, it's hard to get a super good.
Yeah, it's super easy not to record too. You can just sit around and do nothing at all.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's easy too.
Yeah.
It's like reminds me
let's just get drunk and play music and just not record anything. Yeah.
For some reason, the way you said that reminded me of the Mitch Hedberg joke.
Yeah, what's that?
I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
Yeah.
It's like
I still do drugs.
But it's hard. Yeah, it's easy to not record.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, but that's awesome. Yeah. I find internet. I mean, there's not really like a big divide between like mainstream and underground anymore. It's just sort of like everything.
The internet,
people have a lot of bands that are not well known still have super fucking good records.
Well, dude, it's almost like the mainstream is almost disappearing, because there's no radio, there's no MTV anymore,
Yeah.
It's all about people doing it themselves these days, it seems like.
And if you can find it, I mean, you've won. Well, like, if you can find a good album online, you've won, because you're
That's
like,
the thing, right?
It doesn't matter where they're from.
Yeah.
It's like,
there's literally so much music out there.
It's too much.
And like, it doesn't matter what you fucking listen to. Like, if you dig a band, it's magical. It's beautiful, right?
Yeah. And we're kind of in the time where, the transitional time of like, where it used to be like you get an album. Yeah. You put it on and you cherish it, which I still have that memory and that time, which is awesome. Like getting a CD and reading the lyrics, but now it's just like man, I just discovered 5 new bands today because I
know,
searched
'cause I
the
just
internet.
went
and I'm
on
like,
YouTube for
and
2
it's like-
seconds.
It's almost too much, but it's like a great inspiration. I
That's
find.
crazy. Yeah, totally.
So you're gonna play a song for us, though, right?
Yeah, so the song that I wanted to play was... I wanted to play that Reinventing Axl Rose song, but I thought reading you the lyrics would be just as good, if not better. The other option was to play the first song I ever learned on guitar, but I realized I can't really sing that song. So I'm just gonna play you a song that I think would be good for the podcast, just to end this off, you know? It's gonna be very nice and soft and warm. And delicious.
What song is it?
8 full hours of sleep, which I could honestly really use right now.
Topical.
Yeah, topical.
By who's it by?
Against Me by Laura Jane Grace.
And Friends.
Yeah.
I guess let's hear the song.
Yeah.
And thanks for being on.
Yeah, thank you, Ty.
It was very enlightening.
I hope so.
Some would say cathartic.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
When you sleep, no one is homeless. When you sleep, you can feel the hunger. When you sleep, no one is lonely in a dream. Without glasses, without nations. When you sleep, she's standing there with open arms, and one night could last forever. And if you asked her, she'd never let go. And you'd stay forever. And the sun's always rising in the sky somewhere. And if young hearts should explode from all the lies they've been told,
Hey, that's my boy. It's my boy, Tommy Boy Jenkins. Iggy Pop Rocks himself. Yeah, that name's gonna catch on. Maybe? I mean, if the 20 people listening maybe want to throw it out there, use it once in a while, I think it could catch on. Anyway, that's another episode. Thomas Clark, such a passionate little dude he is. Little flower in this city of other different flowers. Definitely a treat having him on. And if you want to catch the Cathartics live, I believe you can see him at Gus's Pub on February 18th. Or check out their Facebook page for different dates and things happening. Cathartics.bandcamp.com if you want to listen to some of their songs. During the show, we heard a couple songs by the Cathartics, Rockin' for Dollars, as well as 151. And we also heard a clip of Out of Control by the Sloppy Meat Eaters, who we cherish in our hearts forever. Please, if you're listening and you're not subscribed on iTunes, subscribe. And keep on making your noises.